Okay, so we're doing something I've always wanted to see online. I haven't seen much of. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. I don't know which, but let's play a game. One of these things is kind of like the other. So what are we looking at here? Some of you guys are going to be keen enough to recognize exactly what these are. Most of you will probably realize, oh, they're German of some sort. Well, they are German. What are we looking at? We're looking at some Luger holsters. Luger holsters. p08 Luger holsters. What's in them? p08. p08. So what are the big differences going to be between these two? World War II. Today. Amazon. BB guns. Stuff like that. So this is a reproduction holster from Amazon. This is an original holster from World War II, Germany. Construction-wise, you got the strap, the buckle, strap, buckle, latch. On the inside, you got the tool holder. This one has some interesting information written on it. I'll go over that in a little bit more detail once I go through the guns. We flip them over. Let's see. Top stitching for the tool. Top stitching for the tool. You can also look at the threads. That's a really good way to tell fake German stuff from real German stuff. Not 100%, but count your threads. On the back side, p08, p08. Scribbly-goobly gum. No scribbly-goobly gum. Stitches. This stitch here and this stitch here are for the pull tab, which is this guy here. This one is really weak. The idea is you yank on that and it helps pull your pistol out. Yank on that, your pistol comes up a bit. I don't get it. I don't know how much that helps, but that's what they did back then. I'll get you a close-up of the markings on the German holster. There you can see it says D. I actually don't even know what it says. Looks like DCU 41, and then you have a Waffen 163, I believe. So it's a 1941 holster, hence 41. The pistol inside is also 1941, commonly referred to as the Black Widow. One thing I find interesting about this is even the stitching is black, which is a little unusual. Could have been maintenance with boot polish. You got some of the drying, cracking you always see on these holsters. You get an idea of the grain, though. The grain is kind of interesting. You can compare the grain to the replica one. The grain on the replica one is much finer. The stitching is super clean. If you want to make your replica a little bit more, you could buy the stamps and do that. Some of the replica holsters have the stamps. I think when you get those stamps going on, they're fun, but you're getting into the realm of counterfeit. Yeah, you can see there, they got the little mark. Same with the other one. Anyways, alright, so let's get to the inside of the pistols. This is taking forever. Let's go back to the wide shot. Alright, spin back, around. I will take out the BB gun. So I'm going to compare the guns visually, and I'm going to do a field strip of them. And there's the 1941 p08 Black Widow, as the people like to call them. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Takedown lever, magazine release, ejector, fake ejector here. This is Strahd, which is a little unusual for 41, but not uncommon to be using parts from a couple years before. Silver is definitely not the right color, though. Should either be blued or straw. You got the markings here for the BB gun. Plastic grips. Plastic grips. Don't want to do that too much. So the difference on this one compared to This is the only part that's been replaced on this gun. For Canadian law, you have to have a certain barrel length, and the only way to do it is to replace the barrel, sadly. So you're missing any sort of waffen marks or serial numbers on the bottom. I did my best to kind of rough up this barrel a bit, make it look like the original. It's never going to. The color is different. Don't really have a good way of showing it. It's very bright lighting in here. All right, flip them over. And you have your safeties. Ooh, they work exactly the same way. They actually function the exact same, which is cool. Back into frame there. All right. Takedown lever, side plate, trigger, magazine release, safety, safety interrupter, and then your toggle here. Magazine. Let's do a top comparison. All right. So this was actually chipping on the paint already, but not surprising. The toggles, they have the same, a very similar appearance. The knurling on the real one is considerably deeper than the BB gun, but function-wise is pretty much the same. There's no markings on the top of the fake one, but you do have 41, and then you have BYF for the Mauser factory, and then you have, like most German pistols, the last 2 digits of every single part, pretty much. Rear sights, a little bit different. If you notice, this one's dished out a little bit more. This one's a little more shallow. They feel the same. The front sights, they're virtually identical. There's serration here, there's serration here, but this serration goes all the way down. There's no serration on that part. This is all cast one piece. This can be drifted in or out. All right, let's go back to the side. So now we got the real one on top. I'm not even going to say it. Safe. All right, take the magazines out. These guns were already proved safe before I brought them out. No magazine. You got your little loading assist. This is the black plastic Bakelite for the proper Black Widow. This guy here. CO2 valve. Load your BBs. It's got a tinier little version of that little loading assist. Size-wise, very similar. The BB's got a little bit more of a feed added to it. If you actually look at side to side, you can see that little cut there. I swear this is almost a real magazine. All right. So what are we looking at now? Let's try function. That takes a lot. And then click. BB gun, not so much. And oh, click. Reset. Click. Click. Reset. Click. So pretty damn similar. The trigger weight feels similar too. Pulling that toggle though, whoa, that does not feel similar. All right. One aspect, this is missing the internal hold open. The BB gun has it, so last round hold open, which is nice. Only way to drop them, just like the real gun, you gotta take the magazine out or put a new one in and pull back and let it go. All right, let's do field stripping now. Oh, you want to look at the barrels too? I'll show you the barrels. There are the barrels. Wouldn't want to be staring down the barrel behind one of those. Sorry about the green tape on the serial numbers. I do want to hide that fact. One thing I do find interesting about these BB guns is serial numbers. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Well, this is full digits, full digits. You got a 16 up there. You got 16s all over the place on this thing. Everywhere. All right. I forgot what I was doing. Sorry, guys. I have to edit this part. Oh, yeah. Serial numbers. That's what I was showing you. So, number 16s on this guy. This is why I bought it. It's number 15. I wouldn't have bought this BB gun if it was not for the number 15. This is an airsoft 1.77 cal plastic BBs. No, sorry, not. These are metal BBs. The 6 mil are the plastic ones. 4.5 is the metal BBs. So let's go back to the long shot. All right, back to the long shot here. Clear. All right, let's do some field stripping. Let's do the real gun first, because most people are probably, or you can definitely look up. So, a little bit of back pressure. Of course, this is clear. You guys saw that. Down on the takedown lever. Off the side plate. Side plate's got a little transfer bar on it that goes in and out. You got your trigger here. That little part pulls down the transfer bar, transfers off to the sear. So, what can we do now? We can slide that off, can't we? The lower, this is held in place. The takedown thing is held in place with a little detent ball in there. There's the inside. Get some light. Oops, sorry, bump the camera. Trying here, guys. Anyways, not that important, but that's what the inside looks like. Side plate aside. Put that up there. That's the little linkage that hooks up to the mainspring, and this guy, it is different. I don't remember if it's the coil. So to disassemble, field strip the Luger more, punch out the pin. Don't lose this. Don't replace this with anything else in the real pistol. This is a special piece. If you replace this with something that's not right, like a screw or a drill bit, the gun will recoil, shear this, and hit you in the face and potentially kill you. So that's not a joke. Linkage slides out. You can clean the barrel. See, that's a nice bore in there. The trick too is kind of cool about these. This is the trick. I'm gonna put it right up to the microphone. When you bang these guys, so you tap just like a tuning fork, because that's pretty much what it is. Listen. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try a piece of metal. Usually it's a little bit higher pitched than that. Let me try again. You can't hear it, unfortunately, but it is vibrating, and you can feel it. It's a long vibration. If you were to tap it and you don't get that weird vibration, then there's probably something wrong with your... All right, so that's the p08 removed, disassembled. Let's do the real p08, the 1941. Now let's do the BB gun. Let me get this light out of the way. And give me that out of the way. All right, the BB gun. Push back. It's a short recoil as well. Push back. Down on the takedown lever. Off with the side plate. Side plate has the same transfer bar. Pistol no longer, the trigger no longer does anything. Off at the front, just like the real one. Now this doesn't have that little bar, S-bar hanging down to hook up to the mainspring. But just like the other one, punch. It's a smaller hole on this one. Not a lot of pressure. Not a lot of spring pressure in BB. Okay, that was funny. I'm going to do that again because that was embarrassing. Take two. All right. So, as I found out, put your hand on that, on this one. Pull the main pin. There's a lot of pressure in there. Not a lot. There's pressure in there. I will show you the outtake. All right. So that comes out. It's a little bit different. You got a little kind of return spring. Not a recoil spring, but it's more of a return spring to get it back flat. You got your barrel, more springs, bushings. The barrel can come right off. Usually I don't take the barrel out of this thing. That whole flying barrel thing is kind of fun though. Here's your toggle. It's got the same spring. Wanting to push it in that direction. Looks very similar, doesn't it? There's the two side by side, and something else is falling out of this. Oh, top toggling. That's harder to get out on this one. Again, not impossible. Just why do it if you don't have to? But it's just another pivot point. Let me put that back together. No, that's not the right pin. Where's the pin go? There's the pin. Alright, let's put that back together. More movement on this one than the Luger, but it doesn't need to be the same tolerances. So that is the field stripping of these guys. I'll put them back together real quick. Try to make this a shorter video. Slide that forward. Lining it up in the tracks. Lift the knuckle. Slide that back down. Pop the pin in. Back on the slide. This one I lost a detent, so the that part will come out by mistake. If you buy them new, they shouldn't do that, unless you screw around with it like I do, and then they'll do that. So just like before, you want just a little bit of back pressure. Side plate slides on, fit it around. One thing that's weird about this is safe works, fire, but you can't put it back on safe unless the gun is cocked. That's not like the real one. The real one you can put safe anytime you want. Magazine back in, field stripping done. All right, let's put this guy back together. Well, actually, here's something that might be interesting to you guys. That's the ejector there. So that metal bar is actually the ejector. It's a spring, so it moves out of the way. All right, hold that in place. This doesn't take any force. You shouldn't have to use a hammer to do this. So just take your time. Of course I say that, and of course I'm going to grab the hammer in a second. Alright, did take a hammer. Alright, so here's the cool thing and the dangerous thing. You can kill yourself with this. You don't need this. So checking a Luger to make sure the chamber is empty is more important than any other gun. Because of that weird transfer mechanism, you can actually just... Hang on, let me... That's getting away. There we go. So, I'm going to say you could actually accidentally kill yourself with this. This has happened before. This is the sear bar. That's where this little part of that's what this little part pushes on. This little part here that goes in and out sits like that and pushes down. Watch out when I push down. That released the sear and fired the gun. So, yeah, these guys are dangerous. There are other versions out there. The police versions have a little safety here. Most don't. So, rule of thumb, don't be stupid. And I do mean stupid, and screw around with a loaded gun while cleaning or doing maintenance on it. That is stupid. So, yeah. Sorry if anybody shot themselves, but you're stupid. Such thing as accidents, and then there's things that are not accidents. Shooting yourself with a Luger should not really be considered an accident. Alright. So when you do a Luger, generally you want to put it upside down. So this little bar here is hanging. It's got to fit right in that little area there. That's the spring. Well, that's not the spring, but that's connected to the spring. So, roll upside down, and then into that recess there. Slide it back. Once again, side plate, down, and a little bit back. There you go. And click. So you can see I fired there. I can still put the safety on. It's not like the BB gun. And all this safety does is stop the bar from moving horizontally. Okay. So that's that. There's your comparison. So if you are Canadian and you want a Luger, or if you're Canadian and you want the Luger, and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on one, get a BB gun. They're cool. And they're accurate, they're fast, they're semi-auto, blowback. A lot of guys make these. This one is KWC, there's Ultramax. This gun is basically made by a bunch of different manufacturers, exactly the same serial numbers, everything. So, in case you were wondering, you can get a very accurate Luger that's legal in Canada, but it's not an actual Luger. Alright guys, thank you for watching this one. Please like and subscribe. I'll do more of these when I can.